In addition to the bowling ball study, the USBC also conducted polls, surveys, and focus groups to get a more complete picture of the attitudes of a wide variety of industry stakeholders. Facebook polls were conducted to learn more about the attitudes of bowlers on social media.
The Facebook surveys, generally speaking, were unscientific. They were questions asked to promote a response and get some dialogue going so that when the larger surveys came out, people were ready to answer the questions.
Industry surveys were conducted to gauge the opinions of those in the bowling industry, and also to see how attitudes differ among the diverse groups that are actively engaged in bowling and the bowling industry.
The independent surveys are more scientific. Obviously, they were done by a third party, and I think the goal there was to split off our consumer groups and then see what each of them think. I think the key takeaways were that, generally speaking, people like our sport the way it is. I think they want to come into league and want to be able to score. Conversely, they said loud and clear that they believe that tournament conditions should be tougher. And then the thing that really stood out, at the back end of the survey was that such a large percentage, 95% plus, thought their balls hooked enough or too much. Very few people, almost zero, were asking for more hook.
Independent focus group testing was also conducted to gain even more insight into people's opinions about the direction bowling is headed and where it should go in the future.
In the focus group, our goal was to bring a group of individuals that had expertise in a certain area, pro shops and then proprietors, who are also industry stakeholders, into a room, ask them a series of questions, get a bunch of dialogue, and then turn them into the equipment specs committee at the end. We wanted a group to really think about what happens here, right? Everybody says, well, it's easy to just churn back technology or open it up. But it's got to be based on data and not opinion.
After considering all of the data that has been gathered over the past 2 years, all indications point to the notion that the chief concern for bowling is to ensure the sustainability and integrity of the current environment for the long term.
I think the game and the sport are just amazing. I mean, when you think about the consumers and how they come in and how they take it in, and I think the integrity of that, moving forward is important on the sports side. And so this whole project has kind of been about the long-term sustainability of that. Our bowlers have changed over the years. We used to, play down and in, and now we open up our hips and we create more rev rate. And that, combined with the strength of the bowling ball, is depleting the oil in the lane. And so the long-term goal was to look at it and see if we could sustain today's environment tomorrow. And if we can't, what should it look like?